Hi people, welcome to Blue Lab. I want to share with you dance, my dance, UK jazz dance. It's basically the tool I've used for my fitness for life. I call it Afro Fitness for Life. That's what it has been, my engagement. And it has been beautiful. It's been one that's involved me in creative activities. And I want to share a statement with individuals in the Blue Lab. This is me. This is where I'm doing research. This is where I'm doing my project Rebirth for the Cool, number of projects that I'm working on. And Rebirth for the Cool is basically me doing a leadership project, and it's based around me sharing my legacy of leadership, my acts of achievement. It's around me committing myself 110% to preserving, protecting and promoting my legacy of leadership in proper context under the guise of our history is not history till we celebrate it in true context to its period, sharing its true significance. Our history is not history till we celebrate in true context to its period, sharing its significance. I was a UK jazz dance pioneer, innovator, boom. I was an artist. There's a difference. Some people dance the social dance, never went to the level where they took it to be artists and took it out to the world, took it to the stage. Do you understand? Right, I'm one of them individuals. I innovated different ways that we could use the dance. I'm an artist, and this is a picture of me. And I want to read a statement out. The best dancer is always reaching to try new things in order to keep growing and improving. Our philosophy was basically bebop, cool and modern. That's how it was. And swing to look cool, but it was about seeking the originality. Yeah, that was about the thing. So to do that, you always have to try something new. That's what bebop gave you, and that's what we did as an individual. I want to share with the individuals that, what happened. The best dance is always reaching, try new things in order to keep growing and whatever. So one of the key things for me to keep growing, as a dancer, advanced dance leader, I was encouraged to look over my diaries. I've done reflective writing to look deeper at it from an individual in a university setting. That's one of the things I've done. I tried something new. I went to university for 5 years to do arts management, administration and business management. I won a business innovation enterprise course. I wanted to set up a leadership course around dance leadership as dance and leading dance, which is using the dance as a vehicle to develop people's transferable skills. People got that planning and organizing, etc., learning about risk assessment, all these type of things I wanted to do. And what happens is, to do that as an individual, I had to look into myself to know how to sell myself. So one of the key things was I had to do a business plan. And what I recognized, first time I'm looking at myself from another perspective, because I ended up in university as an individual, fought very hard to get there, to get on my course, Business Innovation Enterprise. But it was groundbreaking because the course was 4 years old. I didn't have no qualifications in business. I'd done projects. And what had been now is the trend is they want leaders who know how to do projects. Well, I'd done about 54 projects, myself as an individual. So that opened a door for me to get in, and that opened a door for me to win a number of awards, get into Oxford Brookes University, first of all, on a groundbreaking course, which is people internationally were fighting to get under. And secondly, win Business Innovation Enterprise. So this is me. These are some of my pictures in this room. I'm going to talk about a little bit of it. This was me doing a photograph. My girlfriend, she took it to the United States and got this done as an individual. And as I said, the best dancer is always reaching to try things new, things in order to keep growing and improving. Now, what happened was, I was an individual, had the first sort of core, I had the first individual, had a core visionary mission statement, which was to promote the positive images and energy of my African culture, heritage, art. That's what led my leadership from the beginning. So I didn't get misdirected. So when people came to me and said, this is what I'm doing, I'm promoting the positive images and energy of my African culture, heritage, arts. And so what happened, always from the beginning, I wanted to raise the prestige of my dances, all my social dances, my African Caribbean dances, my Brazilian dancing Caribbean, because they were debased in the society and having no use, identified as being sensory, and that was racist by people who did that. Do you understand? It was done deliberately. People by word of mouth spread African dance is just nothing, our dance is nothing. And I was the first person, took up the mantle. I'm not messing about. As an individual, I'm going to raise the prestige of it, and I did. Basically, I'm renowned as a northern legend of UK underground northern styles, unique to us. How do I know? Unique to us. I'm an individual who's been north, south, east and west of the UK, and what was happening, Manchester lost its culture and London still had its culture, Nottingham still had its culture. We lost our culture very early on in '86 due to the breakdown of a DJ called Colin Curtis. When he went, a Western DJ, an individual, when he went, the power that we had in Manchester was lost, because everybody used to come to Manchester to hear him. Now what happened, he was part of a group of DJs that blocked people from doing certain things. So what happened is, how the scene was lost was because he got ill. What happened was, instead of bringing new DJs in, he brought in basically DJs that couldn't play it to his caliber. He was known for playing the number one avant-garde club in the country. People travelled from London just to hear his music. That's how much it was. And dancers travelled just to come to hear him, okay? Because you knew he's going to be something special. Now what happened when he was lost, he brought in substandard DJs that weren't recognised as avant-garde DJs, but people in the club had the music he had. He should have gave it out, offered opportunities for us to keep the club alive, because he would have done. This club was like a networking club. You can't explain, he didn't understand the significance of the club. When the club was lost, there was nothing avant-garde now. There's no place for the dancers to meet, people to come. It was just lost. The whole thing was lost. But anyway, what happened was, I'm a Northern dancer, and what happened, I had pride. In '86, I kept my Northern styles alive. I did not give it up. Latin jazz was still happening. Jazz Factors did an album. '88, all of us, from '86, when a film called Absolute Guinness came, Absolute Guinness trashed our culture, the three best dance groups. And what happened, loads of dancers gave up overnight, because they thought, if the three top groups in the biggest budget movie got trashed, debased, what chance did anybody else have? I didn't have that mentality, because I went to co-found the first ever contemporary dance company. As I said, you keep hearing me saying, the best dancers always reaching to try new things in order to keep growing and improving. I knew the art was the best vehicle for me to raise the prestige of my art form and me to develop, because I was still developing when I joined Gestures as individuals. I was looking out for absolute beginners. I thought, let these three guys go through. They open a door for me as an individual, and I open a door for them in the arts through contemporary dance, and that's what I did as an individual. And I had advisors as well as an individual, so that was really, really good. Now, what happened as an individual, I came acclaimed for my artistry because of that, because I followed contemporary dance. I came acclaimed for breaking barriers to learning, for people to get involved in, breaking barriers to stereotyping us. Because what happened was, I came to be recognized for my creativity, my physicality, my musicality, my versatility, my technical ability, my vintage dress as a statement. Why was that important? Because what happened was, the Western haters of us identified there's no physicality involved in the dance, there's no musicality involved in the dance, there's no versatility involved in that, there's no technical ability to the dance, and the clothes they wear is pretentious, the vintage clothes we wear is pretentious. So that really hyped me up. I wasn't going to have that. Like I said, I came to be acclaimed for my creativity, my artistry, my physicality, musicality, versatility, my versatility, my technical ability, do you understand? In not only our dance, but other dances, which was important, because I was wanting to raise the prestige of our dance alongside other dancers, and my prestige alongside other dancers, which is important. And what happened was, as an individual, went on to become a drummer, which is important here, as my journey. So I went through a number of journeys to improve. No one had really gone through the short journeys. I went to study African dance, Brazilian, Caribbean dance, because our dancing had been influenced by all these dances. I went to study Western dance, ballroom dance, tap dance, clog, reel. I found out as much information about our dance as possible, which was important to me as an individual. So this is why I have tap shoes that my girlfriend used to tap. There are tap shoes that she had as an individual. We used to tap together as an individual. We were called the Swing Kids as an individual. And one of the key things I talk about, the dance helped us to keep our mental state. This is a picture, can you see here? A picture of two girls. I love it in a straitjacket, because believe me, the climate in which we created this dance was a serious climate. And then what happened, this is me on my wall in my house, legacy of action. So one of the key things, I came back, I created a project, the Rebirth is about me not talking, it's about me celebrating my legacy of leadership and action. And these are some of the pictures that I've been working on. This is all from a project, people. And I went to a new level. I told you as an individual, I'll keep repeating, the best dancer is always reaching for new things and new ideas. I was a person started to look at the social learning theory. How would we learn dance? How did it impact our neuroscience? Because we used dance for rites of passage in our culture, and my dance was a substitute. This is my teacher, Thomas Alhaji Jueso, born in 1888, died in my hands in 1991. I was with him for 7 years, a great historian. This is my friend, John Coltrane. His wife and him very much inspired me as an individual. So this is basically what you see in the blue lab. This is some of the work I'm working on for my project. It's a serious project. The point I'm showing you this because people tried to identify there was no research put into our dancing. Individual, no technical things are done. That's a lie. We have a massive creative practice. I'm renowned for my creative practice as a dancer and what I do. So you're in the blue lab at the moment, and this is my wall. This is my creative wall, yeah. And this is what I'm doing. I'm showing people that what happened. I helped people who had cancer. I supported people who had cancer to learn to dance. People who had disabilities, I supported them. And then the straitjacket again, I helped. I done work to help use the dance to help people with mental health. I went into Europe as an individual to support individuals. And this is a good picture. If you see it, yeah, this is a picture of me. Basically, I won an award at Contact Theatre to pitch an idea to do a flying solo show, to do a solo show as an actor, dancer, live artist, percussionist. The whole idea of the show is basically to get weeks training from the best flying solo artists, and then pitch night training from them as well, coaching and mentoring, and then pitch it, through performance, to get a place at the Contact Theatre, to get a place in New York, get a place in Amsterdam, but it's mentoring in Amsterdam to do my play. So they give you all these spaces and places to give you experience, and then do your play out there as what is an open stage. You don't have to do it fully, and it would have been amazing training. But what happened to me, I had a house fire, and I lost everything. You would never know. My body's reeking of smoke at this time. I was in the hospital for a week, and I came out. I had to go and get new clothes and whatever. I didn't have no clothes. I couldn't go into my house for months as an individual. I lost all my research and everything. But you know what happens? I started again. But I had hidden away the key photographs, and these are some of the photographs that I had left as an individual. This is me, my wall, giving you indication. We have a creative wall. This is me working on my project, Rebirth for the Cool. I told you it's the biggest project I ever worked on as an individual. Around there is a poster of Fela Kuti. You can't see it, but what happened is this is some of the work. This is Fela Kuti. I give people like, how do I prepare for stage? I go clubs. I don't rehearse in my home. Or I do rehearse in my home, but I do rehearse in the club, getting myself ready for performance. And then you see pictures up here. These are flyers of my preparation. My preparation is unique, individuals, because I have a lab where I do rehearse, but how I develop my stage presence, I go club. I involve myself in projects that, I live my life. So my dance is part of my healthy lifestyle, and this is what I want to show individuals. People believe, oh, you're in a dance studio 24/7. I'm the least person in a dance studio ever for UK jazz dance. We didn't have no class, and I maintain to keep the authenticity of that. Because what happens is, in my home, I have photographs, I have video, I have laptop. There's pictures of me as an individual. I look at these pictures, so I'll give people indications, some of the things. This is me in Mixed Movement Festival. These are the type of things. I go to the stage, working from home as an individual. And these are some of the things I go over pictures I have. That's why I have my lab. This is me in, guess what? Black Heroes Hall of Fame in 1992. These are two of the photographs I still had. These are important photographs because this was a major project. I had to work hard to get a place in the Black Heroes Hall of Fame, and I was Jesse Owen, the runner. Quite apt because I was a runner for Sal Harris for many years, so I didn't have to put on too much acting. But a guy called Brian Morgan trained me to be in that. That's me, again, involved in a number of projects. That is an experimental project. I'm giving you insight to myself in my blue lab, and this is where reason. Share with people, and this is me working on my project. Yeah, this is me, new UK jazz dance leadership. Because what happened, I mixed a lot of my style with hip hop and house from 1986. So that changed the dress that we had, and I talk about the styles: jazz, funk, jazz, fusion, soul, jazz, Latin jazz, bebop, fusion, jazz, house, African movement, Caribbean movement. These are the dance styles I'm talking about, that part of, that led my leadership, and I've come to lead as an individual. And what happens is back to the old school. And so what happened was, right now, I was going back to the old school to refine it. I took time out at university for 5 years. I went back to dancing hard to refine my dancing and get my physicality, because you're surprised. We used to dance UK jazz dance 24/7, 7 days a week. When you don't do that anymore, and you want to dance at your highest level, It's hard. So what happened, 5 years at university, I pushed myself in front of a camera and I really did well. Anyway, UK Jazz Dance, take it easy.